Hidden in the frozen wastelands of Manchuria, far from the battlefields of World War II, was a place so horrifying, it was erased from Japanese textbooks for decades. It was known simply as Unit 731, a secret biological warfare facility disguised as a water purification plant. But what really happened inside was far worse than war itself. Unit 731 was established in 1936 by the Imperial Japanese Army, under the leadership of Lieutenant General Shirō Ishii, a brilliant but twisted microbiologist. Its official name was the Epidemic Prevention and Water Purification Department, but its true purpose was to develop biological weapons and test them, not on animals, but on living human beings. Men, women, even children. Most of them Chinese, Russian, Korean, prisoners of war or civilians, abducted from the surrounding villages. They were called Maruta, meaning logs, as if they weren't human at all. Inside the walls of Unit 731, the experiments were nightmarish. Victims were deliberately infected with plague, anthrax, cholera, their bodies left untreated just to observe how long they would take to die. Others were exposed to extreme temperatures, limbs frozen and then thawed, over and over again, until the flesh turned black and fell away. This was called the frostbite test. There were vivisections, surgeries performed on living people without anesthesia, organs removed one by one. Some prisoners were dissected while still conscious, their eyes wide with fear as they took their final breath. Pregnant women were used too. Infections were introduced to their unborn babies, just to see what would happen. Unit 731 became a place where human suffering was measured like science. Every scream, every heartbeat, every dying breath, recorded with clinical precision. What happened inside the walls was horrifying enough, but the true terror of Unit 731 extended far beyond its gates. The Japanese military used prisoners as live test subjects in the field, releasing plague-infected fleas into Chinese villages, contaminating wells with typhoid and cholera, watching entire communities fall sick and die. The goal wasn't just experimentation, it was weaponization. These biological weapons were meant to be used on enemy populations, and had history taken a slightly different turn, the United States itself might have been targeted. As Japan's defeat in World War II loomed, the scientists at Unit 731 scrambled to destroy evidence. Documents were burned, witnesses silenced. The entire complex was demolished. But what's truly chilling is what happened next. Instead of facing justice for war crimes, many of the doctors and researchers were never punished. Why? Because they made a deal. In exchange for handing over their biological warfare data, the US government secretly gave immunity to the leaders of Unit 731. This meant that Shirō Ishii, the mastermind of mass human experimentation, lived out his life in peace, never charged, never imprisoned. For decades, the horrors of Unit 731 remained buried. Survivors were silenced. Japanese textbooks glossed over the truth. The victims had no memorials, no justice, but some spoke out. Former workers, haunted by guilt. Chinese families, still mourning the disappeared. Slowly, the world began to uncover the unspeakable crimes committed under the banner of science. To this day, no one knows the full number of lives lost. Some estimate over 300,000 victims directly or indirectly. Unit 731 wasn't just a lab. It was a factory of death, a place where medicine became murder, and where the line between doctor and executioner vanished completely. In the cold winds of Harbin, China, a museum now stands on the site where Unit 731 once operated. The rusted remains of the facility still sit under gray skies. Silent witnesses to a nightmare most would rather forget, but we must remember. Because the true horror of Unit 731 is not just what happened, it's how easily science without conscience becomes something monstrous. A lesson written not in ink, but in blood.
If you enjoyed tonight's tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell before the next story finds you first.